Hey, what's up, everyone? I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Here's What I Think with your host, Charles Vance, who will discuss everything from current events, economics, politics, and how it all relates to business and life. And today we have an absolutely insane show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, TPUSA went down about a week or so ago. And you had a bunch of speakers there talking and going back and forth with one another. You had Vivek Ramaswamy, JD Vance, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Ben Shapiro, just to name a few, right? But there was one person that made an appearance at TPUSA that shocked everyone. People absolutely lost their minds when they saw who? Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj come out on stage to have an interview or conversation, dialogue with Erica Kirk, the late Charlie Kirk's wife. And a lot of us were like, Nicki Minaj at TPUSA? Well, what did I miss here? Well, as it turns out, Nicki Minaj is now a conservative, and she was up there saying things that had everybody scratching their head, like Donald Trump is so handsome, and JD Vance and Donald Trump are great role models for young men. And she was up there talking about Christianity and all of that. And I'm saying to myself, does Nicki Minaj know where she's at? Is she aware of where she's at? Well, her comments, and there were a lot of them, and we're not going to play all of them, set the internet ablaze. So what we want to do is we want to play a little bit of what Nicki Minaj had to say. Guys, I want to be honest with you. I couldn't make it past this full audio my damn self. So I'm going to ask you guys to be better people than me to listen to, because after like the first 30 seconds, I was like, I'm tired already. Take a listen to Nicki Minaj here quickly, and then when to come back and react to her comments. Just take a listen to this nonsense quickly.
What is something that you want to leave as a legacy in this world for your family, for your baby, for just everything?
Well, that it's okay to change your mind. Yeah, it's okay to change your mind. You don't have to, sometimes there's a lot of things projected onto you when you change your own mind. They project fear, shame, onto people who don't think and do as they think and do. But I've traveled the world. I've performed for huge crowds all around the world. And no matter how many songs I do on that stage, it didn't mean as much as this. Because this is a direct link for younger people. This is a direct link between young people and God. And there's been a lack of that. There's been a lack of that in our media, in our everyday conversations. People have been, interestingly enough, people have been, Christians have been being persecuted right here in our country in different ways. So when we talk about Nigeria and other countries, know that prior administrations saw nothing wrong with that. And that's what was wrong with them. I truly feel that there are people out there who felt good about chastising Christians right here in our country. And it's kind of really, really sick. We can't let people like that be in power, you guys. That's the truth. I can sugarcoat it and laugh and kiki, but the truth is, I am here today to tell you guys that. We absolutely cannot let people who have a problem with us worshiping God, we cannot have them in power. We cannot have them in power. All you have to do is look at what is happening in other places in the world. Look at what is being done to Christians all around the world. And ask yourself why people in this country that were in positions of power felt so comfortable to try to take our voices from us. They were that afraid. They are that intimidated. They are that insecure. They are that small inside that hearing us and seeing us worship God irritated them. Our spirit irritates them because when we speak, they get shown up. When the truth walks in the room, the lies hide.
Fantastic. So you heard what she had to say. What the f*** is Nicki Minaj talking about here? What was she talking about? Do you know? I don't know. I don't know. Like when JD Vance went up there and he said, white people don't no longer have to be ashamed to say they're white. And I said to myself, when have white people ever been ashamed to say they're white? When? What period was that in American history? Was it at the inception? Was it during slavery? Was it during the civil rights movement? Was it during the 80s and 90s? When did white people feel like it wasn't okay to say that they're white? When did that happen? Now, what white men felt was they were under attack. A lot of that had to do with the whole Me Too movement and all of that, but that was something different because that was just an attack on men in general. And of course, you had a lot of weak-minded men that went along with it because a lot of them wanted the virtue signal. But I don't remember any time in American history where white people felt ashamed to say that they're white. Now, what I have noticed over the last year and a half is that a lot of racists have felt emboldened ever since Trump came back into office to espouse their racist views. That I have noticed. I've seen a lot of racists stand up and confidently say, I'm racist. Like as if it's a badge of honor. I've noticed that. I hope that's not what JD Vance is referring to. I've experienced it, some of it myself. We did a show not too long ago, and somebody messaged me. Oh, yeah, somebody messaged me, and I posted a picture of my daughter with me and my daughter. My daughter is like less than 2 years old. And this dude, this white guy, wrote in a comment, like in a picture, in a comment, something, yuck. His ugly ass wrote that to me. And I said to myself, he said rut and yuck and then monkey or something like that. I'm like, wow, 2 years, I would have never heard nothing like this before. Why do you think that is? So if that's what JD Vance is talking about, then I get your point. Because yes, now you have a lot of racist whites that are out here saying it with their chest out. And of course, you have a lot of, we're not going to use the words, but they look like a certain animals that sound like moon. And they're all acting like as if they don't know what's going on. So maybe that's what he's referring to. But anyway, back to Nicki Minaj. I want to point your attention to the title. Because maybe Nicki Minaj missed the memo here. But Nicki, do you know that if those people found out that you were an undocumented immigrant that came to the United States, they would have your ass deported? Are you aware that as of today, I had to Google it? Is Nicki Minaj a U.S. citizen? And it says, Minaj was born in Trinidad and Tobago and moved to the United States as a child. Minaj previously wrote on Instagram in 2018 she came to the U.S. as an illegal immigrant at 5 years old. People magazine report. In 2024, during a TikTok live, Minaj reportedly said she is not a U.S. citizen. That's what she said. Now, I want to quickly read from an article from Fortune. And it says, no, excuse me, not an article from Fortune. I want to quickly read an article from CNN. And it says, how Nicki Minaj went from Trump critic to the president's biggest fan. And it continues on. I'm just going to skim through this quickly. It says, back in 2020, Nicki Minaj says she was not going to jump on the Trump bandwagon after years of calling out his anti-immigration policies. 5 years later, she's singing the president's praise as a full-throated MAGA supporter. What gives? The rapper was effusive in her praise of Trump during an interview this weekend by Erica Kirk, the widow of slain conservative figure Charlie Kirk, at Turning Point USA's America Fest convention held in Phoenix, Arizona. She called him handsome and dashing, and also shared her admiration for Vice President JD Vance. I love both of them, Minaj said. Both of them are have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. Then continued on. She was rewarded praise by Vance, who said on X that Minaj said something at AmFest that was really profound. What did she say that was profound? Listen to her speak. Does she sound like somebody that can say things that are profound? Let's continue on. She has been reveling in the attention, reposting a claim that she gained more than 100,000 followers amid her newfound MAGA support. The world looked very different 15 years ago when Minaj used Trump, then a private citizen and reality TV star, as an example of misogyny against women in the entertainment industry. During a scene for MTV's documentary My Time Now, which traced Minaj's roots from her native Trinidad and Tobago to superstar rapper, she offered up her thoughts on how assertive women are viewed as as opposed to men who are thought of as powerful for the same behavior. Donald Trump can say you're fired. Let Martha Stewart run her company and say the same way and be the same way, she said, invoking Trump's catchphrase from the hit NBC reality show The Apprentice. But Donald Trump, he gets to hang out with the young explicit and have 50 different wives and just be cool. Minaj has mixed feelings when Billboard asked her in 2015 how she felt about Trump's surging presidential campaign. There are points he has made that may have not been so horrible if his approach wasn't so childish. But in terms of entertainment, I think he's hilarious. I wish they could just film him running for president. That's the ultimate reality show. And then it goes on to say this. She took a decisively more critical view the following year in a freestyle remix released in November 2016, the same month Trump was elected to his first presidential term. Island girl Donald Trump want me to go home. She rapped on Black Barbies, a freestyle remix to Ray Schmurd's Black Beatles. It then continues on. I came to this country as an illegal immigrant. I can't imagine the horror of being in a strange place and having my parents stripped away from me at the age of 5, she reportedly wrote in the caption of a photo showing young children separated from their parents at the border being detained. Minaj deactivated her Instagram account on October 2025, and then it went on to say a few things. So let me get this straight. Undocumented immigrant Nicki Minaj is now a Donald Trump supporter. Is Nicki Minaj aware that if she was espousing Democratic views, they would try to get her ass deported? Is she aware of that? Number one. Number two, I gotta say this. I'm amazed at all of these immigrants that are coming from all of these different countries coming here and feeling like, oh, I gotta support. They don't like you. Let me repeat. They don't like you. They don't want you there. They don't want you there. When are y'all gonna get the memo? And Nicki Minaj, of all people, who according to reports is still not a U.S. citizen and came to the United States as an undocumented immigrant, is supporting Donald Trump and JD Vance? Are you even serious? Then she's over there commenting on what's happening in Nigeria. What? does Nicki Minaj know about what's happening in northern Nigeria? What does she know? What does she know? What does she know? And y'all gonna sit here and listen to her. Y'all gonna sit up here and listen to her. I wish y'all the best for the people that think that she says something. Nicki Minaj, a person that they would deport in a heartbeat. Let them let another person from Trinidad and Tobago be in America, undocumented, and they gonna deport their asses. But because it's Nicki Minaj and she gonna go up there and say whatever they like, they gonna keep her. I'm not surprised. Maybe some of y'all are. I'm not.